15 signs she's thinking of cheating and doesn't even know it. Here's the thing. All of what I'm about to say about knowing when a girl wants to cheat on you is applicable to both men and women. So don't go thinking that I'm being sexist here. I just know that most of you will probably want to know all of this from the perspective of a guy. So that's what you're going to get. And if you need to, just change up the pronouns. Have you ever wondered how you'd know if your girl was thinking of cheating on you? Even if she doesn't know herself that she's really thinking of it. Well, all I can say is that it would be a bad idea to mention to your girl any of these things you notice, because then she might start thinking about cheating actively, realizing that she had already been thinking about it. And that would be a bad thing. So, if your girl has suddenly become a workaholic, or changes her routine, or decides to change how she looks without thinking about you, or doesn't want to talk about her day, or can't stop talking about her best guy friend, or isn't getting enough in bed, then you might have a few things to worry about. But don't worry, at least you'll know that it's an issue now. But you're going to have to figure out what to do about it. 1. Your friends and her friends try to warn you. You might have experienced this before and not even noticed, but sometimes the topic of cheating comes up in conversation with your friends or even your girlfriend's friends because they're actually trying to help you. They might suspect that your girl is thinking about cheating or is already cheating, and they want to plant that seed in your head. So, you should actually listen to your girlfriend's friends. You never know what they may be telling you. Usually, they're probably telling you that you don't deserve someone as good as your girl, but sometimes they may actually be trying to warn you that you might be losing her. 2. You have a real gut feeling. Look, I know this may seem silly and you probably have had a few women use this on you before, but they're usually right, aren't they? So, if you have a really true gut feeling that your girlfriend might be thinking about cheating on you, or worse, you have a gut feeling that she already is, I would start looking into that. You might not be wrong. That being said, if you're naturally a jealous person, it might be that you just need to calm the **ck down, breathe a little, and really think about it if the gut feeling or your own mental issues popping up to mess with you and your relationship. So, seriously, really think about what the true issue is before you trust your gut. Just in case. 3. She starts hiding texts from you. Sure, it's pretty rude already if you peer over at someone's phone to see what they're doing. But if your girlfriend is comfortable and isn't hiding anything when she's talking to about something, it's not evil of you to glance over to see what she's up to. That being said, if she starts to pull away her phone when you glance over or just never has her screen angled toward you at all, you have every right to begin questioning in your head what it is that she's hiding. I know a few people who have had these issues and have been found out each and every time. Usually, it ends up because someone looks at their girlfriend's phone to see what she's been up to and discovers something awful. She's either flirting or already actively cheating on you with someone else. 4. Her mood swings at the drop of a hat. Okay, so look. This could be because of a number of things, so make sure that you're right about this before you really address it as a sign of possible cheating. She could just have crazy intense periods. That really sucks, but that's something that happens that you might need to deal with. That's just nature. However, there might be a deeper issue like bipolar disorder. I know a few people with that, and it's not easy to deal with. Moods can change right quick. If you really love her, you'll stick it out. If not, you might need to bail. But, in some cases, she'll flip at the drop of a hat, and it's not because of anything you did necessarily. It's because of guilt that she has over something she's doing or thinking about doing. Sometimes even what she's subconsciously thinking about doing. 5. She gets bored after moving in with you. You know how fun it is after you first moved in with your girlfriend. It's like a great little vacation away from the world around you. You get to spend so much time together. It's wonderful for those of you who haven't experienced life outside of your parents' basement. However, after enough time passing by on that, your girlfriend might find herself getting bored of the same old and seeing your face every day. Which is kind of fair enough. This I can give some advice on. Just make sure life is always interesting at home. Don't let things slip into a boring routine. She'll start looking for excitement elsewhere. Even if she's not aware of it, this is just the start of what could turn into an affair. And I'm sure you don't want that. 6. She's suddenly the perfect girlfriend. Look, you may already think that you have the perfect girlfriend. If you do, then hopefully that means you're totally cool with her flaws and those are the things you love about her. If you were happy with the girlfriend you had and suddenly she becomes the perfect girlfriend, then you might have some issues. If she never really did dishes or grabbed you a beer, or barbecued dinner for you and then you come home and she has done all of those things, you might want to start getting concerned about what the **CK is going on in your relationship. It's true, she could just decide one day that she wants to do a lot more for you and in which case you should match her on that. You'll both be happier. Just make sure that that's what the actual case is. 7. She isn't getting enough from you in the sack. This shouldn't be a shock at all. If you're just not satisfying your girlfriend's needs, she's going to start thinking about satisfying them somewhere else. And wouldn't you feel the same way if you weren't getting what you wanted from your girlfriend? So, you have to think about how things like that might make her feel as well. And let's be honest, if you're not putting out enough for your girlfriend, then you probably already have a ton of problems in your relationship and need to address a lot of other stuff as well. But I'm not a counselor, so I hope you're not expecting answers from me. If you're not putting out for your girl, why? If you don't want to sleep with her, then you should probably just break it off anyway, because chances are she'll either do it anyway or just cheat on you and make you look stupid.